the Sounders, winning 7-0 against the North American champions. What's going on here? So Seattle probably been, and I'm biased towards our Herons, but Seattle has probably been one of the more, I would say, polished teams in this tournament, hot teams in this tournament. So we'll be keeping an eye on maybe some of the tactics that could be going on. And a lot of the tactics are going to be revolved around De La Vega. Pedro De La Vega has been great off of that left wing. And De Rosario up top playing striker, certainly one of those players who is always going to try to get behind the defense, always going to try to get into net. And I think Ferrara and his creativity too, and his experience, I think one of the bigger things with him is his experience. I mean, he has a ton of United States men's national experience. He has a ton of MLS experience. So this is going to be a lineup that I think is going to be very threatening for Seattle in that 4-2-3-1. Now let's go back to our Inter Miami Herons, because I think the things I'm going to lock in on, obviously, folks, Messi goes without saying. Like, Messi's the best player on the pitch. He's still one of the best players in the world. I stand by what I say. If he went to play in any top-tier league, he would be able to make a big impact in a big way. So let's take Messi out of this. We know Messi's probably going to be great. I think the midfielders tonight, and Yannick Bright and Sergio Busquets, are going to play a big role. Now, Yannick Bright, I think, was the unsung hero in Inter Miami's semifinal game. I mean, he was all over the pitch. He was all over the field. And it came against Orlando, where Inter Miami did not have a win against Orlando all season long. They were 0-2 against Orlando City in MLS play. They played them in the preseason as well. Didn't particularly look good against Orlando. So to see Yannick Bright winning every tackle, winning every duel, I think means a lot for Inter Miami as they're gearing up for a cup final. I mean, folks, throw everything out the window. It's a cup final tonight. You got silverware on the line. You got bragging rights on the line too. Anytime you win a trophy, you got bragging rights on the line. So I really do think Inter Miami is going to put their best foot forward. And I'm looking specifically in that midfield with Yannick Bright and Sergio. Now, let's get to Sergio Busquets, because his long balls, his through balls, his deep anchoring, certainly something that is going to be problemsome for Seattle. Rodon and Vargas look like they're going to be the two defensive-ish mids for Seattle tonight. De La Vega, Rothrock, and Ferrara, they certainly are going to be the attackers. I'm going to come back a little bit on defense, but I'm looking at Roldan and Vargas, because I think Sergio Busquets can dissect that midfield with his passing, leading to Lionel Messi, who will most likely be dribbling around goal and looking for his buddy Luis Suarez. Now, Tadeo Allende coming off of that left wing, or rather left mid, I don't want to say is concerning. I think that would be unfair to Allende with how well he's played in competitions like the Champions Cup and the FIFA Club World Cup, but he has not played his best football as of late. Allende came off of the bench in that Orlando game. He was not part of the starting 11, and I think that I don't want to say that was a statement by Mascherano. I just think he wanted to gather his bearings. Now, the gaffer certainly thinks he's ready for a start playing in a cup final. I just got done telling you guys, it's a cup final, throw everything out the window. But Allende coming off of that left mid, not necessarily playing his best football. I would like to see him get involved early and in a good way, because I think a young player like that, if you get a couple of good plays, if you get a couple of good moments in the first early couple of minutes, I think it'll go a long way for his confidence, which I think might be lacking a little bit. But Tadeo Allende off of the left mid as well is going to be someone to look out for. Rodrigo de Paul, I think off of that right mid, coming off of that right mid, and I think he's your Swiss Army knife tonight. I really do think he's going to be coming back defensively. He's going to be winning duels defensively. He's going to be around the box. I think him and Yannick Bright have a similar task tonight in the sense that they will be doing a little bit of everything. Now, DePaul is going to be involved in the attack way more than Yannick Bright. Yannick Bright not necessarily going to be outside of the box making passes in. I think Rodrigo de Paul is going to have more of an impact on the attacking side, but I also do think he's going to be tracking back, winning duels, and certainly using his athleticism against that kind of front four that's going to be leading the line. Obviously, D'Orazio is going to be leading the line at striker, but I can make the argument that all four attacking players tonight for Seattle are capable of scoring goals, and as a matter of fact, doing it at a high level as well. And I think the young Pedro de la Vega has proved that so far throughout the tournament, scoring 3 goals as a winger. So I think those are a couple of things to look out for in the midfield for Inter Miami. And then defensively, I mentioned that Ian Frey is literally in there to stop Pedro de la Vega. I think Marcelo Weigand, who spends a lot of his time starting at that right fullback position, I personally don't think he's athletic enough for the young De La Vega. And I think Coach Mascherano has obviously been keeping an eye on what's been going on around Leagues Cup and doing his studying and his film watching, because De La Vega has been arguably one of the most dangerous players in Leagues Cup. So I think Ian Frey playing right back, and my cousin and I have his saying, hopefully he's got him in a straitjacket tonight. Let's hope that Ian Frey is able to slow down De La Vega, something that a lot of teams in this competition have not been able to do. Jordi Alba, folks, the other fullback, opposite fullback, left back. It goes without saying, if you're a loyal Inter Miami fan like the lot of us, I mean, you know what Alba's going to give you. He's going to join the attack. He's going to have his beautiful passes similar to Sergio Busquets. And Alba has actually scored the last couple of games too. He's been getting his name on the score sheet and has been making assists. Anytime Jordi Alba, Sergio, Messi, and Suarez are on the field, the Barca 4, I know it's cliche, but it's dangerous. And especially at this level and at this competition in Leagues Cup, I think Seattle is looking at the team on the other side and going, okay, we got a lot of guys to try to stop. But on the flip side of things, we have a lot of young players that I think Inter Miami's older players could possibly have trouble stopping. And I mentioned the center backs, Falcone and Luan. I really think these are the staples. I do. I think these are the 2 go-to guys for Mascherano. Luan has spent a couple of games too at that fullback position. We've seen him go outside and play fullback. I personally don't like that. I think his home is that center back position, but we've seen players kind of play out of their usual positions that we've seen them maybe in years past and teams past. Luan, a newer signing that came in with Coach Mascherano in the offseason. But another player I'm referring to is Noah Allen. Allen, a longtime fullback. He's now playing a lot of center back for Inter Miami. Let's get you the reserves. Let's get you the players that are going to be coming off of the bench for our Inter Miami Herons. Once again, this is your Inter Miami pregame show. We are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Visit AudiUSA.com to learn more and test drive that brand new Q6 e-tron today. The reserves: Rocco Rios Novo, Will Yarborough, Marcelo Weigand, Ryan Saylor, Toto Aviles, Noah Allen, Davi Ruiz, Benjamin Kromaski, Baltasar Rodriguez, Telasco Segovia, and Fafa Pico. So those are your reserves coming up tonight. Now, one thing I'm surprised is Baltasar Rodriguez, I think, has been in form. I think has been playing well. I think he was someone who maybe could have snuck into that starting 11 on that left mid side. I think he's proved to Coach Mascherano when he's healthy that he belongs on the field and that his athleticism and I think his youth, right? I just got done telling you how youthful the front kind of 4 players are for Seattle. The attacking players are. I think Rodriguez could have added a little bit to that youthfulness in the lineup for Inter Miami. Now, Tadeo Allende is a young player as well, but I just think Baltasar might have been more in form. But that's neither here nor there. I think he will be coming off of the bench, and I think he will be getting some playing time tonight as we inch closer to kickoff here on your Inter Miami Radio Network. How about this? So let's take our second to last time out on the pregame show. You are listening to ESPN 106.3, home of English Inter Miami football, and this is your Inter Miami Radio Network.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the Inter Miami pregame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
All right, folks, checking in for the last time here on your pregame show. We are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Test drive the new Q6 e-tron today at your local South Florida Audi dealer or visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. That is AudiUSA.com to learn more. Well, we are about to send it to Ken LaVicka, who is live, Lumen Stadium, Seattle, Leagues Cup Final. It's Cup Final tonight, folks. Hope you're ready, man. I hope you got your favorite drink of choice, favorite food of choice, because you are going to be taken on a ride as we hopefully watch Inter Miami secure their third trophy in 3 years. Ken will get you starting lineups. He'll get you ready for the ball to start rolling there as we are a couple minutes out, but appreciate everyone who listened on to the pregame show. Once again, Inter Miami going for their third trophy in 3 years. They won Leagues Cup in 2023, won the Supporter Shield last year, and Seattle, knock on wood that they don't, if they win tonight, they would have won every single major North American Cup. So 2 different storylines for 2 different teams coming up tonight. Ken LaVicka pitch side next on your Inter Miami radio network.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled program for this special presentation of Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Now let's get to the pitch.
Oh, it's a cannon shot. Go ahead and give him the goal of the week.
Here's Ken LaVicka.
36 teams started this tournament, and then there were 2. It is a Leagues Cup final, the 2025 edition, and we welcome you on a very special Sunday night to Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington, where Inter Miami, the 2 seed in the Leagues Cup, visits Seattle Sounders, the 13 seed. We are about to have the players march out of the tunnel. We have some pre-match festivities, a full-fledged concert right now at Lumen Field in Seattle, and it is going to be an electric crowd. It is already loud. It is already raucous. We have had full-fledged smoke bombs unleashed throughout the stadium, and it is going to be a record Leagues Cup crowd. Over 65,000 will be in attendance at Lumen Field, which also serves as the home of the NFL's Seattle Sounders. It is jam-packed corner to corner. It is jam-packed front row to last row in the upper deck. And the home side looking to find their way to their first Leagues Cup championship in front of the home fans. Meanwhile, Inter Miami, they have been there. They have done that. They claim the 2023 Leagues Cup, that the inaugural tournament in Leagues Cup play, and it was a memorable, it was a dramatic, it was a historic penalty victory over Nashville. Inter Miami is going to try to win this tournament for the second time in 3 years. Inter Miami has won 2 trophies in the last 3 seasons. Of course, the 2023 Leagues Cup, and last season, the MLS Supporter Shield. Seattle has 1 Supporter Shield with the most points in a Major League Soccer regular season. That came all the way back in 2014. Both sides are about to come onto this artificial surface here in Seattle And it is absolutely jammed, shoulder to shoulder. What a scene here in Seattle. Inter Miami, this is the first time they've been on the road this entire Leagues Cup. They played all 3 matches of the first phase at Chase Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, and then also played the quarterfinal against Tigres and the semifinal against Orlando City in their friendly confines as well. Seattle, they're back home after a 1-match trip to LA Galaxy in the semifinal of this tournament where they were victorious 2-0. Inter Miami had that 3-1 triumph over Orlando. The brace man himself, Lionel Messi, had the penalty in the 77th minute, and then an absolutely vicious finish from a difficult angle in the 88th minute. Telasco Segovia on a beautiful feed from Luis Suarez finished off the scoring 90+1, and Inter Miami was into the final. Seattle is going to be shorthanded in this match, and not just because of injury. This is a side all competitions that has played 38 different starting lineups in 39 matches in 2025, but Nuhu Tolo, left back, suspended due to a red card. Danny Musovski, this is his second match suspended after he bumped the referee, disputing a call in the quarterfinal of this tournament. That was a very, very tight affair against Puebla that Seattle won 4-3 in penalties. And both teams are coming out onto the pitch. Inter Miami head to toe and in pink per usual. Black lettering, numbering, and trim. Meanwhile, Seattle, they come out in their very, very familiar uniforms. They have the green tops. They have the blue shorts. One of the most distinct color patterns in all of worldwide soccer. Seattle Sounders playing host to Inter Miami. This is only the second matchup all time between these two sides. And it was an Inter Miami victory pre-Messi era. A 1-0 triumph here at Lumen Field, April the 16th, 2022. Inter Miami and Seattle now line up as we get set for the playing of the national anthem here at Lumen Field. Both these sides will await the national anthem, and we will keep it here. And why don't we give you the starting 11 in this match as these two sides wait for this national anthem and for kickoff. For Inter Miami, let's give the starting 11 for first season head coach Javier Mascherano. Mascherano, in his first season at the helm, he was suspended in the semifinal after his red card shown at halftime of the quarterfinal. Left to right on the back line, Jordi Alba. He was absolutely phenomenal in the semifinal, consistently applying pressure from the left side. He gets the start at left back. Now your center backs, Maxi Falcone. He has a goal in this tournament. Gonzalo Lujan is at right center back, and the right back is Ian Frey. Ian Frey getting his second straight start in this Leagues Cup. In the defensive midfield, Sergio Busquets and Yannick Bright for the second time straight in this Leagues Cup. Those two extremely formidable. Bright covers a lot of ground, and Busquets is able to track back and is the major distributor from that portion of the midfield. The one question this week was what was going to happen, what decisions were going to be made when it came to Tadeo Allende or Telasco Segovia or Baltasar Rodriguez. And, well, we got our answer. Tadeo Allende is going to play as a left winger for Inter Miami. Typically, we've seen him on the right wing this season, but he's going to get the go after really serving as a super sub against Orlando City. When he came into the match in the second half, he completely changed the complexion of that match. He's the one that started to stretch the Orlando City defense. He's the one that earned the penalty that was planted by Lionel Messi to draw level 1-1, so Allende gets rewarded with the start. On the other wing, the right wing, Rodrigo de Paul, and Inter Miami is hoping that he can get back on track. He did not play well in the semifinal against Orlando City, was really tough on the touch and had his difficulties finding teammates as they tried to surge forward. So Rodrigo de Paul continues to play in the starting lineup, but he needs to be improved. Then at the 10, Lionel Messi, his brace against Orlando City helped lead Inter Miami into this position, and Luis Suarez will play up top in Javier Mascherano's formation. He has started every match of this League's Cup. He has 3 goals and he has 3 assists. Now Seattle Sounders under 10th gear man Brian Schmetzer, only 2 managers in the history of this Seattle franchise. A lot of continuity. It is Andrew Thomas in goal for Seattle. This is going to be his 10th start, all competitions. Left to right. Along the back line, Reed Baker Whiting. He replaces the suspended Nuhu, then Jackson Reagan, Yamar Andrade, and Alex Roldan. His brother Christian Roldan in the midfield. Obed Vargas joins him. Then Jesus Ferreira, Pedro de la Vega, and his 3 goals in the League's Cup. Paul Rothrock and Osaze de Rosario rounds out the starting 11 for Seattle. I didn't mention Oscar Ustari, the 39-year-old goalkeeper, will mind the net, as usual, for Inter Miami. So you may be wondering, why is Inter Miami on the road as a better seed in this tournament? Why, regardless of what happened in the semifinal between Seattle and LA Galaxy, would Inter Miami have been on the road? Well, let me tell you. Because LA Galaxy won MLS Cup last year, LA Galaxy had automatic home field advantage in this tournament. Seattle had the most goals in the first phase of this tournament, and that is why they had home field advantage over Inter Miami. And the only reason Seattle had more goals in the first phase than anybody in MLS and finished with the 1 seed is the fact that Cruz Azul, the CONCACAF Champions Cup winners, did not show up at all. Were they in Seattle physically to start the League's Cup? Yes. Did they bring their brains? Absolutely not. Did they bring their abilities? No. Seattle drubbed them 7-0, and that provided all the ammunition Seattle needed for home pitch advantage. But since that point, Inter Miami in this tournament has outscored Seattle 10-5 to get this opportunity to win a 3rd trophy in franchise history. Again, Inter Miami in pink, head to toe, black lettering, numbering, and trim. Seattle in its green tops, blue pinstripes, white striped shoulders, blue shorts, and white lettering, numbering, and trim. The second meeting all time between these sides. Seattle Sounders, by the way, in this tournament have conceded twice in 5 matches, only 2 times. So Inter Miami has its work cut out for it to try and break down this stubborn Seattle defense. In MLS play, Inter Miami 13 victories to Seattle's 12, and Inter Miami in the Supporters' Shield race is 2 points better than Seattle. Seattle had the 1 seed coming out of the group phase in Major League Soccer on that side of the bracket. Inter Miami clocked in at number 2. Lionel Messi, his 2nd all-time appearance in front of soccer fans in Seattle. Back in 2009, he played a friendly against Seattle Sounders as a member of Barcelona. We await kickoff. Our referee, Juan Calderon Perez. There's the whistle. Kickoff of the 2025 League's Cup Final in front of nearly 66,000, a sellout at Lumen Field in Seattle. And Inter Miami possesses at the onset, going left to right in the attack. And here is Yannick Bright near touchline, and he just simply biffs the ball out of play, and it's going to be Seattle. A throw in just inside the midfield stripe on the attacking end. Seattle in this tournament, 12 goals for, 2 goals against. That defensive number, the best in all of League's Cup play, plus 10 goal differential. You guessed it, number 1 in League's Cup. Inter Miami, meanwhile, 12 goals in this League's Cup. Same as Seattle, 6 goals against, plus 6 goal differential. Inter Miami, all competitions, has not registered a clean sheet in the last 8 matches. It has been really difficult for this Inter Miami defense to keep the ball out of the back of the net for an entire 90 minutes. Ian Frey wins a defensive third throw in for Inter Miami, left side of this artificial surface. This is only the second time all season, make it the second time all season, all competitions, that Inter Miami's played on an artificial surface. CONCACAF Champions Cup against Vancouver, that was an artificial surface. And Inter Miami commits a foul in the Seattle left attacking third, and it's going to be a free kick for Seattle. Rodrigo to Paul with a hook of the ankle of Pedro de la Vega. So let's see who handles free kick duties. Is it going to be De Rosario? Is it going to be De La Vega? A very formidable attacking force for Seattle Sounders. This will come from right around 30 to 35 yards out. This is a direct free kick. 0-0, second minute. Inter Miami and Seattle Sounders playing for the third Leagues Cup championship. Inter Miami won year number one, Columbus Crew a season ago. Oscar Ustari sets up the wall, desperately, frantically yells at his side. And it's going to be Jesus Ferreira, the U.S. men's national team man. This ball is about even with the left of the arc. This is from 35 yards out. Ferreira is going to send it short to the right flank. Inter Miami closed down well. And now Baker Whiting, he tried to send in a left-footed cross. That was blocked away by Inter Miami, but Seattle back on it. Upper right, chip to the top of the 6-yard box, and an unmarked Pereira couldn't get a head on the ball. And Oscar Ustari sprawling, able to throw his body on top of the ball. Terrifying moments for Inter Miami. Meanwhile, Inter Miami trying to hit on the counter. Right attacking third. Allende could not catch up to the ball. And it was Christian Roldan who was going to push it forward. Seattle out of the back, and they almost gave it away. But Seattle, a high clearance into the midfield circle. Maxi Falcone gets a head on it. Now a second head, plays it backwards, and that's where Jordi Alba is going to retrieve. Paul Rothrock, an extremely dangerous delivery from the right box. That was very similar to the goal at DC United that Inter Miami conceded a week and a half ago. Something out of nothing and almost fell to an attacker. A foul against Seattle and Inter Miami's left defensive third. The whistle against Jesus Ferreira, former FC Dallas man, who went on a prolific scoring streak in a U.S. men's national team shirt. 15 goals in 23 appearances in his U.S. men's national team career. And there's always discourse around him, should he be included with the U.S. side. It has been few and far between as of late. Inter Miami giveaway in the midfield. Seattle has a 3-on-2. Look out, Ferreira pushing forward. Ferreira to right of the arc. Here's a right-footed shot, and Maxi Falcone was able to get a deflection. And what was a pretty weak attempt from Osaze de Rosario. It sprays to the left of Oscar Ustari's goal across the left end line, and Seattle is going to have our first corner of the evening. We're looking at the replay. Did this take a touch off of Falcone? I'm not sure. And it's a short corner for Seattle. The referee dictated it did. Oh, Busquets tackled from behind. The referee is going to give Inter Miami advantage. They are in their left defensive half. Messi, his first touch of this match, and he is greeted with boos. Lionel Messi able to put forth an outstanding right-footed ball from the attacking midfield to the right of the box. And it's swiped away by Seattle across the near touchline before Ian Frey could get to it. And it's going to be a throw-in for Inter Miami in the right attacking third. That was a really physical foul on Busquets. Inter Miami on the left wing. Alba feeds to the middle of the box. That's cleared away by Andrade of Seattle. And Inter Miami is going to get back on it with Jordi Alba. Now Rodrigo to Paul, 40 yards away, left flank. He handles for a moment and now pushes a right-footed ball onto Gonzalo Lujan. Now near touchline, still 40 yards out, Ian Frey. Oh, Yannick Bright, nifty back heel. Frey surging forward right wing. Frey sends it to the middle. Wanted Lionel Messi, who was flat-footed. But then Ian Frey hustles back to win it about 25 yards from goal. And then Yannick Bright was tripped to the ground and the referee swallows his whistle. Meanwhile, more physical play, a collision. Yannick Bright ran right into De La Vega. Inter Miami has possession. Right attacking third, left wing. Alba with the cross. to the penalty spot. Allende had it swiped away by Rakin, the right center back, but here comes Inter Miami looking positive. 0-0 between these two sides in this League's Cup final. Inter Miami is going to send a ball to the left of the midfield circle in the right attacking half. 6:23 on the first half clock. Seattle had a good start, asking some questions, but Inter Miami has started to grow into this match a bit. It is loud here in Seattle. And Inter Miami, Gonzalo Lujan, an absolutely miserable ball from the defensive half, sailed it to no one in particular. It actually goes in the seats across the near touchline. I don't know how he mishit that. Perfect weather conditions for this match. It is 74 degrees here in the Pacific Northwest. Barely any breeze whatsoever. One of those run forever matches. Inter Miami, well conditioned, of course, playing in a crock pot every single match. Seattle having some issues. Lionel Messi almost picked the pocket of Jackson Reagan, but was able to turn away from him right of the box and send a long ball away desperately. Ian Frey misplays the ball. De Rosario left of the box. Cross and a sliding Falcone. Clears it from the upper edge of the 6-yard area as Pereira was sprinting on a run. That was not good from Ian Frey, and it's going to be a corner for Seattle, their second of the evening. Actually, the intended target was De Rosario's. De La Vega tried to pick him out. De La Vega is going to send it a near side to far side in swinging corner. Oscar Ustari stands between both posts evenly. Here's a high corner, top right of the box, headed in. Good job by Busquets to head it back out of play. Now it's sent high into the air. A fight for it in the penalty arc. Ian Frey with good momentum on a header. And then Rodrigo de Paul gets hit in the head from behind. The crowd boos. They think that de Paul might be acting a bit. Obed Vargas, the Mexican international, made the contact. And there was a rake across the back of the head, a grab of the ear. But I would agree with the 65,000. Might have been a little bit of an exaggeration from Rodrigo de Paul, but that's why he's a veteran. And he gets calls like that, and it makes up for the fact that a foul wasn't called when Yannick Bright was trucked in Inter Miami's attacking half in the previous sequence. 8.5 minutes gone, a bit more than that. Inter Miami and Seattle Sounders 0-0 on the scoreline, and Inter Miami in its left defensive half content to try and be patient against a Seattle defense that's only conceded twice the entire League's Cup. Gonzalo Lujan's going to spin and a left foot roller right back to Oscar Ustari in his own box. Ustari, Inter Miami goalkeeper, in all yellow tonight. He'll distribute to Ian Frey. That was knocked out of play by De La Vega after Frey had a little bit of a heavy touch, but Inter Miami will throw it in at the border of their left defensive third on the near side. Frey sends it to the upper left of his own box. That's where Maxi Falcone retrieves, and Inter Miami once again starts the journey forward left to right in the attack. Rodrigo de Paul sends it backwards to Alba. Now it's to the left of Inter Miami's own box where Falcone's going to play it to Ustari. Ustari then chunked a ball back to Falcone, but it's across the left end line. Inter Miami taking way too much time, a complete lack of urgency, and Seattle's going to have its third corner of the match. That's just not good enough. So as we approach the 10th minute, Inter Miami having some trouble in the back. They may have to resort to some long balls to at least clear out some space. Only 14 accurate long balls this tournament for Inter Miami, but they lead the League's Cup, converting them 63% of the time. Ferreira outswinging corner, far side to near side. Ferreira approaches, puts a good right foot into a good pace. Allende able to head it away for Inter Miami. Seattle trying to retrieve 40 yards away. It's delivered backwards by Baker Whiting, and now it's going to be swiped all the way back to the goalkeeper in his own penalty arc, Andrew Thomas, who delivers the ball all the way to the other end, and it takes one hop to Oscar Ustari. That was bizarre. Andrew Thomas in goal for Seattle Sounders, replacing the legend Stephen Fry, who was hit in the head back in July 6th against Columbus, suffered a major concussion, has only appeared twice since then. Inter Miami once again cannot play the ball out of their midfield. Bright, who was pressured, mishit a pass to Allende, and Seattle a throw-in in their defensive half. But Yannick Bright with a steal in the right attacking half on to Messi. Messi to Suarez. Suarez plays it through Messi, and it was tackled away at the last moment across the right end line. Messi went to ground after Vargas tackled him from behind, and Inter Miami is going to have its first set piece. Messi, a bit of a heavy touch and roll right to Suarez. Suarez was falling to the ground, still swiped the ball onto Messi. Messi at the last moment had it left foot pushed away. Vargas a desperate tackle. Messi on near side to far side corner, right attacking third. The crowd stands here in Seattle. 0-0, Inter Miami and Seattle in this 2025 Leagues Cup final, and it's a short corner. It's Alba, pushes it right of the box. Messi, now Alba on the right wing, lifts the ball, Messi, lower right box, but he could not get a touch on it. If that's natural grass, Messi's able to get a hit. But it being this artificial grass, the ball takes a really high-paced hop, and Messi was just a step behind. All Inter Miami corners brought to you by Lionel Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Inter Miami is going to win the ball again in their left defensive half. Here's Jordi Alba. Now just barely into the right attacking side, far side. Rodrigo to Paul, and he's going to push it into the middle of the defensive half for Gonzalo Lujan. Ian Frey, the right back, rolls it, penalty arc. Busquets. Inter Miami still in its left defensive third. Falcone. Good job by Jordi Alba to push it on into Paul. Now Inter Miami with a chip chested down Yannick Bright. But Seattle able to knock the ball away. Now a fight for the ball in the Seattle left attacking half. And now here they come as the ball sprayed to Rothrock right of the box. Rothrock, an overlapping run and a weak cross into the middle extinguished by Yannick Bright, but he panicked a bit and blasted the ball across the far end line about 35 yards away. It'll be a far side Seattle Sounders throw-in. Like to welcome everybody who is listening worldwide on YouTube here on the Inter Miami Radio Network. Inter Miami trying to win its third trophy in franchise history. Inter Miami giveaway to the upper left of the box. Here's De La Vega, cross, headed away by Falcone, who's been Herculean here in the opening nearly 14 minutes. And Inter Miami has to desperately blast a ball towards Seattle's goalkeeper, Andrew Thomas, who off his line 30 yards from his own goal, plays it back to Seattle. Inter Miami just needed a little bit of breathing room. Neymar Andrade. Now midfield strike to the right of the midfield circle, rolled on. Long ball to the right of the box, Jordi Alba able to get there. And Oscar Ustari sends a ball into the defensive midfield. It finds Busquets of Inter Miami. And now Rodrigo to Paul. A square ball. And it went over the head of Pedro de la Vega. Good job by Ian Frey to at least get to it before it went across the near touchline. Sent it in to the Seattle defensive half. But Seattle, once again, unimpeded, will get onto the ball. Inter Miami leads the Leagues Cup in penalties earned. Seattle with a little bit of miscommunication in their attacking midfield, and the steal for Rodrigo to Paul. Inter Miami right defensive half. Suarez short range to Paul. He's to the left of the midfield circle. Now Yannick Bright, Lionel Messi. Messi, oh, what a ball threading the needle to DePaul, but a poor touch from DePaul. More of the same from him going back to the semifinal against Orlando, and that chance looked a little bit promising, but nothing doing. DePaul's playing a little bit of a position that he's not familiar with on that right wing. De La Vega for Seattle. Oh, what a ball into the box, but good job by Maxi Falcone to sheet off De Rosario, and Oscar Ustari on a hop is able to corral it. And Maxi Falcone is rubbing at his right side, and we're going to call it his glute. We're going to call it his glute. I don't want to necessarily call it what I think the anatomical term is, but it's on his backside and he sits on it. We'll put it that way. And we'll see here what happened to Falcone. Did he take a knee? I think he took a knee. Or it could be his tailbone area. Nope. where he's grabbing, that's definitely not your tailbone, unless he has the longest tailbone in human history. Minute number 16, Inter Miami and Seattle Sounders. These two sides, they know how to connect on passes. Inter Miami, 5th in Major League Soccer in the regular season, 87%. Seattle, 7th in Major League Soccer, 86.6%. Inter Miami, right attacking half near touchline, Ian Frey. And good job by him to hold up play as De La Vega was going stride for stride with him and earn a throw-in near side, about 35 yards out. Frey, throw in, near touchline. Allende trying to get to it. Throw in Inter Miami after it was knocked out of play. Now Suarez. Allende along the touchline once again. De La Vega knocks it across the near touchline. Inter Miami about 25 yards away. Frey will throw it in. Seattle really aggressively pressing. Inter Miami has nearly been able to play it through a couple of times, but Seattle's also done a good job of limiting Lionel Messi touches. Inter Miami 40 yards out. Alba simply going to one-touch it to DePaul in the left defensive half. He is off to the left-hand side of the midfield circle. DePaul in the defensive side of the midfield O. Traverses it completely far side to near side. And now sends it off to Gonzalo Lujan. Square ball to him. Right at the middle portion of the defensive half. And Inter Miami comes forward. Jordi Alba far touchline. He is marked immediately. Inter Miami really doesn't have much of a path to push forward. Just trying to eat some possession right now. 0-0 Inter Miami and Seattle Sounders. As we are approaching the 18th minute. Suarez left the midfield circle. Plays a long ball to the middle channel. It was headed away, but DePaul, good feed, right wing, Allende. Allende was looking for an overlapper. Opts to go to DePaul instead on the right wing. Now Messi sends it deep middle channel, 30 yards out to Busquets. Now Alba. Messi just outside the upper left. Suarez tries to get on a ball just beyond the upper left of the box. He was played off of it, and Seattle wins it. And Suarez getting knocked to the ground. That was much to the delight of the Seattle crowd. Good job, Lujan, for a steal, though, in the attacking half. Allende, now Messi outside the penalty area. Get a shot blocked by Andrade. Oh, Messi was lining it up, and the whole crowd was anticipating it. You could feel the energy as he approached just outside the box. But much like we saw a lot against Orlando City, a block by the Seattle defense, and Inter Miami resets. Attacking midfield, right side of the pitch, and Frey is going to push it back to the left defensive half. Lujan, now Maxi Falcone, just beyond the midfield circle to Sergio Busquets on the left far side. They'll briefly roll it into the right attacking half for Alba. Rodrigo DePaul trying to send a square ball from the far side. That was deflected out of play by Seattle, and Inter Miami will have a throw-in with Jordi Alba. That was a great ball from Allende to free up Lionel Messi. It nearly got through, went off the back heel of Andrade, and then hit Jackson Reagan. And it was cleared from trouble. Oh, Inter Miami, some good build-up from the back. Yannick Bright, now Lionel Messi, 30 yards away, right flank. Oh, what a playthrough! Rodrigo DePaul, and before he could get a shot off, it was tackled out of play, right box by Reagan. But an all-world pass from Messi from 35 yards out. DePaul was absolutely going to give it a go, as he should have. And Reagan saves the day again. Inter Miami, a corner, near side to far side, brought to you by Lighter Rider Smith Ivy and Fraud Wrath, represented injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Another in-swinger coming, Lionel Messi, or is he going to play it short? Andrew Thomas, the goalkeeper in all red, stands guard in front of his goal as a mass of humanity gathers about 8 yards away. Messi in swinging corner, and he was looking for the back post, but Andrew Thomas skying in the air, making a two-handed catch. Thomas punts a ball into the evening sky here in the Pacific Northwest. Frey whiffed on a potential clearance, and then he's just going to allow it to roll out of play across the near touchline. That was a little bit scary. Pedro de la Vega is such a pest for Seattle. Frey with the whiff, but then he said, you know what? Before I whiff on this again or make a mistake, I'm just going to throw it in. Seattle Sounders have never lost a cup final at home at Lumen Field. They won the U.S. Open Cup 2010-2011 here at this venue, the 2019 MLS Cup, and the 2022 CONCACAF Champions Cup. Inter Miami concedes A throw in along the near touchline in Seattle's left attacking third. Ian Frey has had a little bit of problems. Pedro De La Vega has really bothered him. De La Vega, one of the players of this tournament, 3 goals for a very injured Seattle side. This is a crowd normally reserved for the Seattle Seahawks of the NFL. It is jam-packed here. One of the best fan bases, not only in Major League Soccer, not only in North America, but in the world here in Seattle. Andrew Thomas, the goalkeeper for Seattle, 40 yards from his goal. A really poorly hit long ball into Seattle's attacking half near touchline, and it's out of play, and Inter Miami's going to have a near side throw-in. A loose ball got onto the field. Ian Frey waits for that to be disposed of. We are 22 minutes in, and a handball against Tadeo Allende on the Frey throw-in, nearing the midfield stripe. David Beckham in attendance, Jorge Mas in attendance, Victoria Beckham in attendance. The Stars are out for Inter Miami. David Beckham looks on from his vantage point at this stadium, full focus, as Inter Miami wins the ball in their left defensive half. Well, Inter Miami, they are the side that has the most experience in Cup finals. And they have done it in Europe, and they have done it worldwide. But Ian Frey sends another ball errant from the left defensive half into the Seattle half and their defensive side. And it'll be Seattle to play out of the back. Miami dominant in possession right now, 66-33. And a foul in the midfield against Jordi Alba of Inter Miami, as he trucked Paul Rothrock right on the midfield dot. 23-20, 23-21, 23-22. Seattle in this tournament, 32 shots on target, 40 of them, or 32 shots on target, 40% accuracy. Inter Miami, 26 shots on target, only 34.7% accuracy. And 28 shots against Inter Miami's defense. That's the second most in the Leagues Cup. Yet Inter Miami finds itself in this Leagues Cup final. Emar. And now Inter Miami watches Seattle get into the left attacking third, angling right towards the upper left of the box. De La Vega, right-footed blast, blocked away by Tadeo Allende. Suarez retrieves in a beautiful ball, defensive midfield to Paul. And he sends an equally as good ball into the right attacking half-bar touchline. Jordi Alba, as Seattle raced back defensively. Good job on the counter defensively for Seattle. Inter Miami, right attacking half. Messi in traffic, 3 defenders playing Cam. He touches it back toward the midfield stripe to Rodrigo to Paul. Alba tried to chip a ball onto Messi. That didn't get through. And then to Paul with a giveaway in the midfield. De Rosario picked it off. He plays it back, and then Inter Miami wins it back. But a foul is called, a late whistle. Is it Yannick Bright called for the foul? It is, as Obed Vargas threw himself to the turf. 24 minutes, almost 25 minutes on the first half clock. Brian Schmetzer looks on. He has spent nearly a decade with Seattle. Only 2 managers in the history of Seattle Sounders. If they claim the Leagues Cup tonight, they will have won every single North American trophy that this sport has to offer. Good ball into the middle, Ferreira. He sprays the ball to the right of the box. Rothrock across, and he picks out De Rosario, a headed goal. Inter Miami's defense allows De Rosario a free run to goal, and Rothrock put it on a platter. 1-0 Seattle in the 25th minute. Well, Inter Miami has dominated possession, but Seattle uses the athleticism to strike first. And a wall of noise here at Lumen Field. Osaze De Rosario, his 4th goal in the Leagues Cup. And it was all started by Ferreira, He sent a ball to the right of the box, and what a delivery. Absolute perfection. And De Rosario simply had to get one touch on his head, and Oscar Ustari didn't stand a chance. Ustari had the decision to make. Does he come out and challenge the ball, or does he stay back? He opted to stay back, and De Rosario blasted a fastball right by him, straight into the turf and into the top of the net. So now Inter Miami is going to have to chase a deficit. Inter Miami now a 9th straight match without a clean sheet. Inter Miami trailed around this time against Orlando City. They also trailed against Tigres. So coming back, they're no stranger to in this tournament, but you'd prefer to have had the advantage. 1-0 Seattle, 27th minute. Inter Miami also had to chase DC United the last time that they were on the road in Major League Soccer. Inter Miami, right attacking half. Messi to the left flank, Suarez. And a foul behind the play as Messi was knocked down to the turf. In Inter Miami's right attacking half, and he is grabbing at the front of his face. He is still down, Lionel Messi. Now, that was a beautiful goal, and it was actually Alex Roldan with the cross, the El Salvador international, the right back. Just a bullet of a cross where only De Rosario could get to it. Messi's now up, a little bit of a red mark on his face, and he is jawing with the referee. He is unhappy. Javier Mascherano kneels near the Inter Miami touchline, concern etched across his face as we welcome you to the 28th minute. Seattle 1, Inter Miami 1. Messi will restart play, and he sends a ball, tried left box, now in the penalty arc off of Karim Suarez. Left box, tried to chip it into the middle. He's claiming handball is Luis Suarez. Seattle clears, and DePaul is going to get onto the end of the ball near the midfield stripe. Now a long ball, Frey is headed by Rothrock of Seattle high into the air, and it's cleared back to the Inter Miami defensive half. Lujan in his defensive side, now Busquets, midfield circle. Bright sprays a ball to the left-hand side, 40 yards out, Alba, now far touchline overlapping run. DePaul on the outside of his right foot, feeds it back to Alba. Inter Miami into the 29th minute, down 1-0. Allende, good ball from the middle, now to the outside right channel, Ian Frey. Frey holds up play, looks for an option, and he'll send it backwards to Yannick Bright. Bright sweeps the ball across the front side of the midfield circle to Maxi Falcone. Now Alba, left flank, DePaul, nice back heel. Busquets chips a ball, right box, Frey. Frey, heavy touch, but he's able to win a corner. Sliding it out of play was Reed Baker Whiting. Inter Miami, its third corner, brought to you by Lyda Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Bronrath. Represented injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Near side to far side, and Messi with the captain's armband on his left bicep. Tracks over, places the ball near the corner flag. As we welcome you to the half-hour mark. Seattle Sounders with a De Rosario goal leads 1-0 Leagues Cup final. Messi surveys his options, and Falcone goes down outside the 6-yard box, clutching at his left foot. There was some contact before the distribution. And now Falcone is up with a limp, wondering why Juan Calderon Perez wasn't calling a foul. There's the whistle, and here is Messi. Sends it near post, headed high into the air by Busquets. Far post, Suarez. It's loose in the 6-yard box, and Seattle desperately clears. And then Inter Miami's called for a foul on Yannick Bright. Obed Vargas, desperate to get the ball out, threw himself to the turf, wished for a foul, and he got it. And upon a second look, Yannick Bright did clip the back of the right calf of Obed Vargas. 1-0 Seattle, leading Inter Miami. Inter Miami has to dig in. They can't let this get away from them like we have seen in the regular season match at Orlando City, in the regular season match at FC Cincinnati. They have got to hang in there. Off the goal kick, the ball is headed 4 or 5 different times, and finally it falls to Messi in the Inter Miami left defensive half, and he curls a ball on the Alba short range, far touchline. Inter Miami 40 yards away. DePaul, far touchline Messi. Messi's pass, he chunked it a bit, and Seattle swipes it into the Inter Miami attacking midfield, and it'll roll all the way to Maxi Falcone to the left of the midfield circle. Defensive half. Inter Miami wastes no time, though, heading back into the right attacking portion. Now Busquets glides forward for a moment for Inter Miami, and he's going to roll it back to Falcone near the midfield circle. Middle channel, Falcone, long ball, right of the box. Frey, good chest down, keeps it on his right foot. Frey 1v1. Frey holds up play. Frey retreats momentarily. Frey, good ball, upper right, Allende. Now middle channel. DePaul wanted Messi making a run, a little bit too much on it, and a roll right back on to Andrew Thomas. But that's the right idea for Inter Miami. Just not enough touch. Here's Seattle coming forward, left attacking third. De La Vega, left of the box, falls to the ground, and Yannick Bright's going to get called for a foul. Top the box extended, near side, the left side. Bright was able to recover. And we'll see if there was a foul here as De La Vega spun to the ground. And that's really, really, really weak. The ball's delivered into the left box. De La Vega tried to get a touch on it, left of the 6-yard box. Oscar Ustari was on his back post. De La Vega failed to get a foot on it, and Ustari simply picks it up off the turf, and he tried to slice a ball onto Allende in the Inter Miami defensive half, picked off easily by Seattle, but they're going to have to retreat into their right defensive half. Reagan, long ball to no one, and Ian Frey watches it go across the near left touchline to the right of his own box. Inter Miami on that restart, by the way. Yannick Bright wasn't paying attention as Ferreira just restarted play right behind him. And Inter Miami has got to get its mentality right. That's why they trail 1-0 here in the 33rd minute. Seattle left attacking half. Inter Miami now going through a spell where they can't really get much possession. They're still winning the possession battle, but Seattle after the goal is really settled in. De La Vega hugs the near touchline, 35 yards out near side. Nifty dribbling around Allende. He's going to send it on to Baker Whiting, getting the start for the suspended Nuhu. Baker Whiting for Seattle. Tries to race forward, throws himself to the ground, and earns a free kick 30 yards away. It's on Allende, who made minimal contact. Osaze de Rosario with the goal that has it 1-0, Seattle on the scoreline. We are into the 34th minute. Ustari calls out marking to his defensive stalwarts. And Seattle will have a free kick about 4 yards from the near touchline, about 27 yards away. Jesus Ferreira is going to try and whip something in, you would think. Ferreira lifts his left hand, puts a foot into it, sends the ball back post, and Suarez headed it out of trouble. It's recovered by Yemar of Seattle, and he's going to head right to the box. Rolls the ball onto Vargas. Vargas 1v1 against Alba. Vargas makes the turn towards the corner flag, and Vargas a good job to deflect it off of Jordi Alba for the corner. So Seattle a far side and near side corner on the way. This is such a gigantic crowd. Inter Miami, not its first time facing a sellout crowd at a football stadium this year. It happened at Soldier Field in Chicago against Chicago Fire, and in Cleveland against Columbus Crew. Inter Miami got the win against Columbus 1-0 thanks to a Ben Kremoski goal. A 0-0 draw with Chicago. 1-0, Seattle with the lead, and they have a far side and near side corner. Outswinger coming from Jesus Ferreira. 35 and a half minutes first half. Ferreira sends the ball high into the air, middle of the box. That was headed away by Suarez and hit behind his head by Messi to send it into the Seattle attacking midfield. And now a fight for it. Lujan hit it off the back of Busquets, but Lujan was able to find Tadeo Allende, who's a little unsure on the ball, and Inter Miami turns it over again. Boy, are they really, really nervous on this ball, Inter Miami. Now Rothrock plays it on to Ferreira, far touchline, 25 yards out, and Rothrock easily punches it off Allende for a far side throw-in. Inter Miami's really skittish. And now Rothrock, right of the box, sends a ball into the middle, headed high up into the air by De La Vega to the border of the upper left, and Ian Frey shielded him off the ball, and will send it out to Rodrigo DePaul. Good job by DePaul to cut around the defender, but then Seattle won it right back, as DePaul was closed on really, really strongly by Obed Vargas. Baker Whiting, he has the ball intercepted, but then Frey had it taken off his feet near touchline. And then a duel, and Rodrigo DePaul earns a throw-in, I should say. My apologies. In Inter Miami's defensive half. Can Inter Miami get into the attacking half at any point? As we bring you into the 37th minute in the Pacific Northwest, in front of over 65,000. It's Seattle Sounders 1, Inter Miami 0. I'm Ken LaVicka on the Inter Miami Radio Network. In MLS regular season plays, DePaul and De La Vega start join. DePaul took 2 steps to De La Vega, who wanted no part of that and started retreating. Now Messi comes up and has something to say to Pedro De La Vega. Getting a little chippy, and it's getting a little grumpy on the Inter Miami side. In regular season play, Inter Miami 6th in the East with 46 points. Seattle 4th in the West, 44 points. Inter Miami has more victories in the regular season, despite having 3 matches in hand of Seattle. 13 victories for Inter Miami, 12 for Seattle. Seattle once again won the ball momentarily. Now Inter Miami, a brief blip in the right attacking half. Just an awful ball from Allende. And now it is Vargas who charges forward. Maxi Falcone swept it away from him very professionally. And Inter Miami into the right attacking half. Allende in traffic, able to play it on to Messi. Messi falls to the ground, but the ball caroms to Yannick Bright. And Bright charging like a bull into the right attacking half. Now Falcone earns a throw-in far touchline as Yamar Andrade had to come over and extinguish that Inter Miami opportunity. 38-24 on the first half clock. Seattle Sounders 1, Inter Miami 0. And Inter Miami throws in and retreats right at the midfield stripe. And now they work at far side and near side. Frey, right flank, DePaul. DePaul, nice pass, ground level. Busquets, middle channel. Busquets just outside the penalty yard. Sends it left flank, Frey. Now left of the box, Alba. Swipes a left-footed cross into the upper left, and nobody home for Inter Miami. Seattle heads it away, and now Seattle on the run into the left attacking half. And a bad giveaway for Seattle. Inter Miami into the right attacking half, but Yannick Bright could not find Lionel Messi in the middle channel as he tried to turn on the ball just a bit too much with Bright. Inter Miami's having some issues here with this artificial surface, trying to find the right way to weight the ball. At Chase Stadium, Messi's able to turn and charge forward. Here, that ball travels very quickly across the plastic. Oh, long ball forward. Look out, Seattle. Rothrock, upper right. Good job by Maxi Falcone as Rothrock recovers right of the box. Now beats it Ferreira. Upper right, and he put it off the far post. And it bounced right into the back of Ustari and stuck under Ustari to avoid a rebound. Oh, my goodness. Inter Miami, a miracle they're not down 2-0. And that ball rolled right under Ustari and did not come loose. It just stuck to his back. Inter Miami now, right attacking half, near touchline, Ian Frey. Frey's pass deflected, but Suarez touched it on to Messi. Messi one-touched around a defender, but then Yamar canceled that out. Yamar races forward. He tried to play through De Rosario from the defensive half. Maxi Falcone once again there. Falcone's been busy defensively. Attacking midfield. DePaul coming up the middle channel. Rodrigo DePaul. Short range pass, Suarez. And look at De La Vega just pick his pocket. But then Yannick Bright picks De La Vega's pocket as he was trying to get out on the corner. Or counter, I should say. Left flank, Alba. Now Tadeo Allende. Playing on the left. Allende left of the box. Allende trying to get across. It was low. It was deflected. Allende won it back. Alba sends a ball just outside the penalty arc to Messi. And it was Ferreira who poked it away by Seattle. But Inter Miami still has possession. Seattle with a tackle. Allende couldn't get to the ball. Rolled on, sends it across the far touchline. Inter Miami, a far side attacking side throw-in in the right attacking half. Boy, Ferreira should have had a second as he blasted a low ball off the left post. And then the rebound off the post just stuck under Oscar Ustari. Inter Miami off the throw-in. Jordi Alba punches a ball. Shoulder level, finds Busquets. Now middle channel. Rodrigo to Paul. 41.5 minutes gone. Messi outside the penalty arc. He goes to ground. And once again, the referee doesn't blow the whistle. All Messi can do is laugh in frustration, in exasperation. Juan Calderon Perez trying to make himself part of the story. The referee. Yannick Bright, middle channel, Inter Miami. Able to stay on the ball, and there's a foul as he is escorted to the turf by Christian Roldan. Inter Miami a free kick 40 yards away as they try and formulate something down 1-0 in this Leagues Cup final. And that certainly looked like a foul against Jackson Reagan, who had both hands on Messi, put a forearm into Messi, and no whistle. I mean, it's absolute nonsense. Inter Miami chasing Seattle's goal lead. Messi stands over the ball. He's not going to attack goal here. Inter Miami is a ways away from the Andrew Thomas goal. Play restarts. Messi will send it short range to DePaul. Now back to Messi. Comes up the middle channel. Messi from distance, and he sailed the ball from 30 yards. High and wide left. 5 rows deep into the seats here in Seattle, and the crowd jeers him in the Pacific Northwest. We bring you to the 43rd minute, first half. The difference, Osaze de Rosario. Young Seattle forward, 24 years old. The Guyana international has given Seattle a 1-0 lead with a header goal. Seattle, defensive midfield, now into the attacking midfield. Some good short-range passing, nice touches. And now a great ball, far side and near side, left attacking third, De La Vega, angling to right, he's outside the upper left, De La Vega, outside the penalty arc, feeds right box, it's corralled, it's chipped into the middle, and headed high into the air by Busquets, punched by Ustari, Alba able to clear out of the box, and then Seattle unable to get possession of the ball, and Busquets clips the ball forward. Here's Messi, it's a 2-on-3, Messi, middle channel, Messi, sends it right to the box. DePaul looking to cross. DePaul, one touch. DePaul inline. DePaul wanted to play it back. It bounced to Suarez, and he looped it to the top of the 6-yard box. Cleared across the right end line by Yamar. It's an Inter Miami corner brought to you by Lida Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Represented injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Inter Miami with a corner. It was a misplay by Christian Roldan of Seattle Sounders who allowed Inter Miami to get out on the run. That's the most threatening Messi has looked in this entire match to this point as we near 45 minutes expired and whatever added time comes. Inter Miami short corner, outside right channel. Alba sweeps it, right wing, DePaul. Now along the near touchline, Messi. A one-touch pass, middle channel, Bright. Bright thought about lining it up for a moment. Instead, sends it short range, Busquets. Busquets wanted to feed Messi right box. That was easily cleared by Seattle. DePaul is going to track it down along the near touchline. You see the black rubber pellets all over this natural surface here in Seattle. Busquets back to goal, able to distribute to DePaul on the right flank. Now Messi. Messi shields off defender. Messi still going. Messi then had De La Vega take it off his feet, but then it's won back by Ian Frey coming out of nowhere, and Inter Miami to the right of the midfield circle attacking half goes back to work. Now left side 35 yards away. Alba, he had a pass blocked, but Yannick Bright there to maintain possession for Inter Miami. Only 1 minute of added time. 1 minute, long ball into the box, and Alba could not link up with Ian Frey in the right 6-yard box. It sails out to play harmlessly, and that's Inter Miami's last chance of the first half. Extra time presented by your local South Florida Audi dealers. Test drive the Q5 today at your local South Florida Audi dealer or visit AudiUSA.com. That's AudiUSA.com. Andrew Thomas going to take his time before he delivers this goal kick for Seattle. We'll see what Javier Mascherano does at halftime. I'll tell you this, Tadeo Allende has not really affected this match in any way, shape, or form. Inter Miami will watch this ball roll all the way back to Oscar Ustari in the upper right of his box. He distributes to Maxi Falcone. Inter Miami content to play to the first half whistle. And there it is from Juan Calderon Perez. Inter Miami dominating possession, but Seattle had the better opportunities, and they converted one of them. Alex Rodon with the assist across from the right side, and an emphatic header from Osaze de Rosario, and that's your difference at halftime. 2025 Leagues Cup Final, Seattle Sounders 1, Inter Miami 0. Mike Rizzo in the West Palm Beach Inter Miami Radio Network studios has your halftime show next. It's Inter Miami football.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Breaking news on ESPN 1063 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 1063 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 1063 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 1063 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 1063 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
The road is calling. Embrace the thrill of the drive with the fully electric Audi Q6 e-tron. Featuring effortless power, serious acceleration, and advanced Audi tech. The next chapter of Audi is here. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 1063. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Our Herons down at halftime, 1-0. Lumen Stadium, Seattle. As Coach Mascherano trying to work things in that locker room right now. Inter Miami beaten, folks. Inter Miami beaten. It's that simple. They were beaten in that first half. But as I always say on the games I do, pregame, halftime, postgame, and I have the honor to do, play two halves for a reason. And I think Inter Miami are fortunate that it is only 1-0 at this point, because Seattle had a couple of chances in that first half where things got a little dicey. But welcome on in, folks, to your Inter Miami halftime report. I am your host, Mike Rizzo. We are powered by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Test drive the new Q6 e-tron today at your local South Florida Audi dealer, or visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. Let's get you your halftime stats. Inter Miami dominating the possession as they usually do. 67% are Herons having the luxury of having the ball, 33% comparatively for Seattle. Now, the issue, Seattle's been very dangerous on the counterattack. With their wingers on the outside, with their two centralized attackers in De Rosario and Ferrara, they really have been dangerous on that pitch, and we will listen to a couple of the highlights as they were dangerous in front of goal. One goal, as I've mentioned, 1-0 at halftime, but 67% possession for the Herons, 33 for the Sounders. There are 10 total shots in the game. Seattle has 6. The Herons have 4. Only 3 on target, and it all goes to Seattle. 3 shots on target for the Sounders, 0 for our Herons. No big chances for the Herons. 2 big chances for Seattle. Seattle did manage to miss one of their big chances, but obviously their other one going in the back of the net from De Rosario. So those are kind of your bare bones halftime stats. I mentioned, folks, we could deep dive into statistics all we want. Inter Miami was not good enough. They did not look threatening with the ball. I think that pitch has a lot to do with it. The unnatural surface. I think the lack of calls, too, for Lionel Messi is a bit shocking, in my opinion. I think Messi a couple of times has been fouled right outside the box, which would be his wheelhouse for a couple of these free kicks that he has so famously hit throughout his career. But the referee has decided to swallow his whistle more often than not when it's coming to Messi. So keep that in mind as well. A couple of those would-been fouls would have been free kicks outside of the box for the dangerous Lionel Messi. But 1-0, that halftime score. Those are your halftime stats presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Let's get into those highlights. Couple of early chances for Inter Miami. As I mentioned, no shots on target, but did look dangerous at times with the ball in the box in the final third of Seattle. Let's listen to the first chance and shot of the game for Inter Miami.
Here is Messi, sends it near post, headed high into the air by Busquets, far post Suarez, it's loose in the 6-yard box, and Seattle desperately clears, and then Inter Miami's called for a foul on Yannick Bright.
So a big chance in the box where a couple, it exchanged possessions from Suarez to Messi, and then ultimately Bright ended up with a foul that went the other way. But, whenever the box is loose, or rather, whenever the ball is loose in the box, always a chance. And Inter Miami was unable to take advantage of that. Next, let's listen to Rodrigo de Paul looking dangerous.
Oh, what a play through! Rodrigo de Paul! And before he could get a shot off, it was tackled on a play right box by Reagan. But an all-world pass from Messi from 35 yards out. De Paul was absolutely going to give it a go.
Certainly Messi frustrated in that first half, and rightfully so with the lack of fouls called, but did look dangerous with his passing and almost led to an assist by DePaul. And in my opinion, folks, DePaul spilled that. He probably should have done better there. But Inter Miami did have a couple of chances, as you just heard, in that first half. All right, let's get to the goal. Seattle obviously going up 1-0. De Rosario with the goal here. It was a beautiful cross in from Roldan off of the right side. Let's take a listen to the voice of the Herons, Ken Levica, on the lone goal in the game.
Rothrock across, and he picks out De Rosario, a headed goal. Inter Miami's defense allows De Rosario a free run to goal. And Rothrock put it on a platter. 1-0 Seattle in the 25th minute.
And it was a beautiful goal, too. Roldan went down that right side, gave great service into De Rosario. And that's something that Ken talked about when he got it early on in the pregame. And what I told you, this is a dangerous four. This is a dangerous four up top for the Seattle Sounders. Now, that was the right fullback, actually, who had the assist on that. But it just shows how many players get forward. And I think it shows sometimes how vulnerable our Herons can be on that counterattack. We went through the halftime set, 67 possession for our Herons compared to 33 for Seattle. So a lot of the damage has been happening on the counter for Seattle. Now, our last highlight here on your halftime report presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. I mean, folks, this was as close to 2-0 as you're going to get. I still can't believe that Oscar Ustari ended up finding this one in the back pocket of his T-shirt. Take a listen to the voice of the Herons, Ken LaVicka.
Herrera, upper right, and he put it up the far post, and it bounced right into the back of Ustari and stuck under Ustari to avoid a rebound. Oh, my goodness. Inter Miami, a miracle they're not down 2-0.
I think Oscar said his prayers before the game. That hit the post, hit his back, and somehow just latched on to the, as I mentioned, his back pocket, his back shirt. But Oscar Ustari, I believe, technically making a save on that, as it was almost 2-0 in favor of Seattle. All right, we're running out of time here on your halftime report. I expect a couple of substitutions coming up for the Herons. I think Tadeo Allende might be getting taken off. I think you might want to do something differently in the midfield. Maybe Rodrigo DePaul comes off. We'll have to keep an eye on a couple of these things. The more I think about it, DePaul probably stays on, but I certainly think someone might sub on for Tadeo Allende as we inch closer to second half. Let's get you back pitch side with the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka, and our OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez. This has been your Inter Miami halftime report on your Inter Miami radio network.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
ESPN West Palm is highlighting the best performance of the week, presented by Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Every week, a different team will be featured across ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. The winning performance receives $500, courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Do you know a team, player, or school with a killer performance? Nominate them by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Go where the pros go.
It's Inter Miami Soccer on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Ken LaVicka.
The 2025 Leagues Cup Final, Inter Miami trails Seattle Sounders 1-0 here on the Inter Miami Football Network. I am Ken LaVicka. Lumen Field sold out, over 65,000, a whole lot of blue and green, and they are supporting their side 45 minutes from their first Leagues Cup championship and the final piece of their North American trophy puzzle. They've got a CONCACAF Champions Cup, 2 MLS Cups, a Supporters Shield, and 4 U.S. Open Cups. It would be the only franchise in history to accomplish it in this continent. Inter Miami needs an answer. They dominated possession in the first half, but they're on the wrong end of the score line thanks to Osaze de Rosario in the 25th minute. Inter Miami, their last 2 matches, they've had to chase deficits. Maybe their last 3 matches, they've had to chase deficits. And Javier Mascherano is in a heated discussion with the 4th referee along the touchline. Got to be careful. Last time this happened, he was shown a red, and he was sent off. And then he was in the first row of the cell phone. The 4th official is Joe Dickerson. Inter Miami still with its original 11 on the pitch. Jordi Alba left back, left center back Maxi Falcone, right center back Gonzalo Lujan, and the right back Ian Frey with a midfield of Sergio Busquets, Yannick Bright, Tadeo Allende, Rodrigo de Paul, Lionel Messi, and the forward Luis Suarez. Seattle still with Andrew Thomas in goal. Reed, Baker, Whiting, Jackson Reagan, Yamar Andrade, Alex Roldan. Back 4, Christian Roldan, Jesus Ferreira, Obed Vargas in the midfield, and Pedro de la Vega, Paul Rothrock, Osaze de Rosario at the top of the formation. There's the whistle to start the second half from referee Juan Calderon Perez. Seattle will go left to right in the attack in the second 45 minutes. Inter Miami needs a goal to draw level, and it's desperation time. Inter Miami has Lionel Messi in the defensive midfield, and a good ball onto Busquets, who was fouled, and Inter Miami was allowed advantage for a moment as Inter Miami played it back. Busquets writhing on the ground in pain. Rubber pellets all over his back underneath this plastic grass, this synthetic turf. And he took spikes to the ankle and to the toe, it appeared, from Paul Rothrock, who's also having some issues. Rothrock on the right wing for Seattle. A fan favorite here in the Pacific Northwest. In fact, Seattle Sounders offered fans today the opportunity to bring a Lionel Messi jersey to the stadium and exchange it for a Paul Rothrock shirt. Imagine making that decision. 1-0 Seattle. We are a minute in to the second half. No changes at halftime for Inter Miami. And it's Sergio Busquets in the defensive half. Sends it to Gonzalo Lujan. Middle channel, right defensive half. Inter Miami right to left in the attack. Here's Rodrigo de Paul. Strong ball, sprays it out to the left wing. Alba delivered to the middle one. It's Suarez. Couldn't connect with them. And it's sent high in the air by Seattle. And then Yannick Bright couldn't control the ball. But Maxi Falcone won it back with a strong tackle in the attacking midfield circle. Maxi Falcone has been good for Inter Miami. Outside left channel. Alba to the inside, left foot, middle channel to Paul. One touch on to Bright. Bright, left flank, now to the outside left channel, Jordi Alba, about 25 yards out. Yannick Bright trying to turn on the defender. He didn't have many options, and he's going to retreat a ball back to Inter Miami's right defensive half. Falcone sweeps it into the midfield circle for Rodrigo de Paul. And de Paul gives a pass away right on to De La Vega. But Sergio Busquets hustling will win possession back for Inter Miami in the defensive half. Opportunistic from Sergio Busquets, and Falcone will play back to his own penalty arc for the yellow-clad Oscar Ustari. 1-0 Seattle on top. The winner hoists a trophy on this Sunday night in the Pacific Northwest. Inter Miami trying to come out of their right defensive half near touchline. They do with Alba. Now Messi to the left of the midfield circle, back to Alba, and it's swept on to Yannick Bright. And into the midfield, Busquets. Busquets surveys straight on and wanted to send it to Luis Suarez on the left flank, but he wasn't looking. But nice job by Yannick Bright to win it back. Now Messi, he's left to the box, and it is right-footed away by Roldan of Seattle. Christian Roldan. It's a corner for Inter Miami, near side to far side, brought to you by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Pronrath, representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Messi playing in a little bit of a left winger role there. Short corner. Here's DePaul from outside the upper left of the box. To the right box, Suarez. Oh, my goodness. He was trying to slide it upper left, and he absolutely biffed it out of play, not even close. Oh, Luis Suarez. Nobody was marking him on a pass from Busquets, and he tried to finesse it upper left, and instead he just sailed it into the seats. That was ugly from Suarez. Luis Suarez has not affected this game much. Javier Mascherano is going to have some decisions to make off the bench. DePaul chips a high ball to Alba. Left of the box, sweeps it upper left. Suarez back to go, play through Messi, and Messi just hit it over the bar from 7 yards out. Oh, Messi with a turn, and he somehow put it up over the crossbar. He was point blank with the keeper and couldn't keep it down. Oh my, what a wonderful ball from Suarez, and Messi 99 times out of 100 scores. That ball took a weird hop off the artificial surface, this unnatural soccer surface, and he sent it into the seats. Oh no, Messi is sick. The look on his face right now. And then Seattle's going to grab possession in its defensive half. Here is Seattle, truly for the first time in this second half, almost 5 minutes in their right attacking half. Yamar pushes a ball from the midfield circle to the far side, left side. And it's played back into Seattle's left defensive half. Jackson Reagan, far touch line. De La Vega, who's had a great match for Seattle. Up 1-0. De La Vega has been the catalyst. Long ball defensive half. It's played into the Inter Miami right box. Ustari is going to blast a ball into the Inter Miami defensive midfield, and then it's headed out of play by Seattle Sounders for an Inter Miami throw-in. Oh, Lionel Messi. He caught the ball at the top of a low hop, and that's how it ended up being sent 5 yards, almost straight up over the crossbar. Good job, Yannick Bright. One-touch pass to Ian Frey, and he's into the left attacking half. Far touchline, Messi. He wanted to slice a ball deep into the Inter Miami attacking half, but it was blocked up in the air and claimed by Seattle Sounders. Baker Whiting. As Seattle looks to play out of the back into the midfield circle, Rothrock. He has room to operate. Here he comes left flank. Frey's trying to cover defensively. A ball pushed out De La Vega left of the box. Seattle something going here, 51st minute. De La Vega, end line, left-footed cross, middle of the box, headed by Ferreira up over the goal. Didn't get a good head on it. Busquets, good marking. Falcone, strong marking. And Inter Miami will have a goal kick with Oscar Ustari. Ken LaVicka with you at Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. Picture-perfect conditions, no breeze, 72 degrees, and a packed house. What a scene. I don't know what Suarez was doing as he turns the ball over in the midfield, but then it was De La Vega with a poorly timed attempt to get cute, just like Suarez, and instead the ball rolled to no one but Oscar Ustari of Inter Miami, but Seattle back on the ball, right attacking half. They'll be distributed into the defensive half of Seattle Sounders, left to right. They traverse. Near touchline, attacking half. Here's Roldan. Play to the right of the box. Rothrock surveys. Rothrock cross. It was low, and it's won by Ian Frey. who tried to clear, and then De La Vega knocked the ball out of bounds across the far touchline. Inter Miami has a border of the right defensive third, far side throw in. That was scary for Inter Miami, who looks a little bit spread out right now defensively, and it's all coming off of some inopportune bounces. And Inter Miami with Ian Frey mishandles out of play across the far touchline. No, Inter Miami won a throw. No, Seattle won a throw. No, Inter Miami won a throw. Some miscommunication. I don't think Inter Miami knew that they had a throw. Seattle without Nuhu and Musovski, both suspended. Red card suspensions. Musovski, after the quarterfinal, was suspended the rest of the tournament. Just a heinous decision on his part to bump a referee. Inter Miami throws it in from its defensive half. The ball is chunked into the attacking midfield of Seattle, and Sounders win it back. Rothrock watches Maxi Falcone play a ball for Inter Miami. Now Busquets in the defensive half to Messi. Messi, short range ball to Paul behind him, and DePaul is able to distribute left attacking half. Here's Suarez chugging forward on the right flank. Suarez wanted a low ball Allende in the right box. That was ambitious at best. A dive against Seattle as Lujan goes to retrieve a ball in the right defensive half. Far touchline, Ian Frey, Inter Miami. Border of the left attacking third. Good ball into the box, and it almost was deflected by a Seattle player into his own goal. Andrew Thomas had to sprawl with a right hand and keep the ball from heading towards the goal line. Allende was lurking, as was Suarez. Oh my, Inter Miami almost got a prodigious gift. Yannick Bright, fantastic ball control against an oncoming defender of Seattle in the midfield circle. Now in the 54th minute, Inter Miami with Messi, right flank. Messi, too much dribbling, and he has his pocket picked by Pedro de la Vega, and that sends this crowd into hysterics. Seattle trying to play off at its own half, and Inter Miami grabs a turnover. Alba into the middle, Messi. Messi did not get a good foot on a ball. Left box, Allende hustling along the end line. Back-heeled it still in play. Yamar, though, for Seattle, able to claim it, and now Rothrock will get on the end of a loose ball in Seattle's left defensive half. And Seattle watches Ferrero win a ball that got under an Inter Miami foot into the right attacking third. Left wing, De La Vega sends it left box, and a cross went off of Frey, and Ustari had to dive near post to keep it out of the back of his net. Oh, a precarious hop, and Ustari, good reflexes to keep it 1-0 Seattle Sounders. Oh my. Well, Inter Miami has asked some questions here in the second half, but who is going to break through? They still don't have a true shot on target in this half. So Inter Miami right to left in the attack. They have it in the defensive half. Here is Messi in the defensive half. Midfield circle. Sends a toe poke left foot onto Alba, left attacking third. Tries to play through, wanted Allende, who was making a vertical run. It was deflected out of play near touchline. Alba's going to handle a throw-in for Inter Miami, deep in the left attacking half. And Talasco Segovia is the first Javier Mascherano substitution in the 56th minute, and it's Gonzalo Lujan who comes off. So the Venezuelan, who, by the way, part of the national team that will play Lionel Messi in World Cup qualifiers this coming week, he's in the game for Inter Miami. For now, they're teammates. Here's Segovia, an immediate touch near touchline, left attacking third, and he'll send a ball into the midfield circle. Busquets plays it forward middle channel to Paul. DePaul lobs the ball left box. Alba is headed away by Seattle. It's going to go for a throw-in for Inter Miami near touchline. A three-hop throw into Segovia, and Segovia will blast the ball near side to far side, right of the midfield circle, attacking half Busquets. Now Bright on to Segovia, 40 yards out. Bright pushes a ball to Alba, 35 yards away. Now left channel, Segovia. Segovia around one defender, around two defenders, played at left box, one at the end. Segovia back on it, left box, and his attempt defeated to the penalty arc, deflected out of play, left end line, Inter Miami corner, brought to you by Leiter Roder Smith, Ivy and Fronrath, representing injured people and their families for more than 35 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Rodrigo to Paul in swinging right-footed corner. 1-0 Seattle, 57th minute. Leagues Cup final. DePaul swings it in middle of the box, almost found Allende. Allende put it off of his head and wide of goal, far post. Allende, if he is a step backwards, if he is a second earlier, probably with some pace, could put that on target. After the goal kick, Seattle trying to run forward, and here they come. The ever-dangerous Pedro de la Vega. Far touchline, nutmegged Ian Frey, but then Inter Miami, after De La Vega couldn't follow his own dribbling, Oscar Ustari plays it into Inter Miami's back line. Frey, nice chip up to DePaul, passes up Suarez, far touchline in the right defensive half. Lionel Messi, who's playing very deep right now. Messi, square ball, airborne, wants Falcone, has him on the near side, and he'll run into the left attacking half. Falcone, here he comes, and he'll give it off near touchline. Alba plays it back for Segovia, 35 yards away. With the right foot, Segovia strikes it middle channel to Paul. Now Messi right flank. Messi into the middle, Segovia 30 yards away. Short range pass, Suarez back heel. The ball's loose top of the box, but Aguilar able to clear into Inter Miami's defensive half. Nifty back heel from Suarez, but he just couldn't keep it close enough to him to get a shot off. 58-48, 58-49. And Inter Miami once again in the left attacking half. Now Inter Miami tied for third in MLS, 12 halftime leads, only 8 on the year for Seattle, but Seattle the halftime advantage in this Leagues Cup final, 1-0 after the Osaze de Rosario 25th minute tally. Yannick Bright 30 yards away, middle channel, Inter Miami. Sends it to the penalty arc, Suarez onto Allende, and he absolutely chunked a shot wide. He had the goal wide open as Andrew Thomas has committed to ground, and Allende simply mishit it wide right. It should be 1-1, and Allende has his hands on his head in disbelief. That was the moment, and Inter Miami absolutely watched it go by the wayside. A true disaster. Oh no, it should easily be 1-1. How did Tadeo Allende miss that? A wonderful play through Suarez. Allende looks near tears as he puts the bottom of his shirt into his mouth. He still has his hands on his head. Substitutions for Seattle. The goal scorer, De Rosario, will exit. Long ball forward. Ferreira couldn't get to it for Seattle. It bounces onto Ustari. That was the opportunity for Inter Miami to draw level at the hour mark. Tadeo Allende was 8 yards out. Andrew Thomas had already hit the deck. All Allende had to do was finesse it up over his body. Inter Miami left attacking half quickly again. Yannick Bright. Now Segovia middle channel. Segovia shields off defender. Suarez outside the penalty arc plays it back to Bright left wing. Now left of the box, Alba. Alba swipes a left-footed ball to the top of the area. That's headed away by Seattle. And a clearance for Seattle Sounders. Falcone was trying to keep it in the left attacking third. And he couldn't keep it in. Inter Miami defensive half, left attacking half, far side. Lionel Messi. Messi charges forward, trying to split two defenders, and he's right into the turf, and he's fouled, and Inter Miami is going to have a free kick. Indirect. Top of the box, he extended far side, right side. And let's go ahead and catch you up here, if we can, with these substitutions. We'll do that in a second. It's Leva in for De Rosario, and off the free kick, Andrew Thomas is able to corral it into his arms. And here comes Seattle. Far touchline. Seattle right attacking third. It's Rothrock left of the box. Gets to the upper left, and then he simply throws himself to ground. Boy, that is really embarrassing for Paul Rothrock. Meanwhile, still going to work is Seattle. Here's Roldan. Oh, Allende nearly hit the turf. Oh, a playthrough. Ferreira, top of the box. And he mishit a ball. Meanwhile, Inter Miami desperately trying to clear it. Suarez all the way back in the right defensive third. He got knocked down. He swiped it onto Alba. Alba nutmegs a defender. He's still pinned against the right touchline. And then Inter Miami finally wins a throw-in the right defensive third near side. Boy, that was really scary. For a moment, Ferreira, if he's able to corral in the top of the box, he had a great opportunity. So here is Inter Miami on the ball in the right defensive half. Inter Miami, middle channel, and a foul as DePaul went down 30 yards from goal. And this might be a card against Obed Vargas, and the referee simply says it's a foul. It's a direct free kick from distance. No yellow. Boy, DePaul was absolutely clocked beyond the right ankle. And here is a ball lofted into the 6-yard box. Not real dangerous, and Andrew Thomas, the Seattle keeper, leaps and brings it in with 2 hands. So Seattle coming out of its defensive half, trying to stay poised with a 1-0 advantage. But Inter Miami with a steal. Segovia. Here's Suarez. Fell down for a moment. Left wing. Allende 1 touches to Segovia 30 yards away on the left flank. Here's DePaul. Middle channel. 64th minute. 1-0 Seattle Sounders. Busquets to the far right touchline. Left attacking third, Frey. Frey heads right of the box. Frey, step over. Frey retreats toward the touchline and now gives it up to DePaul. DePaul swipes into the middle channel, Messi. Messi around one player. Messi sends it. Left box, wants Alba, and he popped it up and out of play. The artificial surface once again sent that ball catapulting away from Jordi Alba. Messi is having an impossible time trying to find the right weight on these balls on this springy rubber surface. Kalani Kosarienzi in the game, and here's a turnover. Inter Miami, left attacking third. Suarez sent a ball behind Allende, but it falls to Alba. Alba, now to Messi outside the penalty arc. Shot blocked. Oh my goodness, everything from Messi has been blocked the last 2 matches, but Allende hustles to win a ball in Inter Miami, still in its left attacking half with Yannick Bright, but Bright off the mark with a pass, and he hooked it beyond Busquets into the right defensive half. And Inter Miami has to retreat and win it back. Ian Freyfar touchline. Inter Miami, left side of the pitch, right to left. Pushing forward, here is Rodrigo to Paul, and he had it swiped away. Into the middle, Ferreira. Plays it back. A play through Ferreira. Left wing. Now Rothrock. Here he comes charging left of the box. He has a runner in the area. Now he comes lower left box, and he tried to play it behind him. It goes off Yannick Bright. It's a corner for Seattle. Rothrock tells the crowd to get going. Seattle, a far side and near side corner. So De Rosario and De La Vega have both come out for Seattle. Daniel Leyva and Kalani Kosarienzi are in. Kosarienzi was the one making the vertical run as Rothrock was charging towards goal. Leyva, now at the top of the formation, will handle an in-swinging right-footed corner. 66th minute with Seattle leading 1-0. And this good pace, top of the 6-yard box. Suarez extinguishes that with his head. A fight for the ball in Inter Miami's defensive half. And I don't know what Busquets was doing, trying to shield the player, try to let the ball roll out of play, but he was 10 yards away, and Seattle wins it. Ferreira, a back post header. It's in the 6-yard box, and Segovia clears after it was delivered off the line. Now Allende for Inter Miami. He tried to back chill it to Busquets instead of going on the counter, and Busquets is called for a foul. I don't know what Allende's doing right there. And Busquets trying to stab at the ball, called for the foul from behind on Cosariense. If anything, Allende just hold up play and wait for reinforcements. Getting a little bit late, 67th minute. Seattle is 23 minutes away from a Leagues Cup championship. Maxi Falcone is called for a touch foul as Cosariense thrusts himself to the ground. Free kick, Seattle in their right attacking third. On the near touchline. 67-39, 67-40, 67-41. Standing over at Daniel Leyva. Inter Miami has its defense set up at the top border of the 18-yard box. There's the whistle. Leyva, right foot, whips it in toward the 6-yard box. Good job by Allende to head it away. Then it's sent skyward by Ferreira into the 6-yard area. Ustari with a punch. The ball sped to the 6-yard box, and then Falcone tried to clear. It blasted off a Rothrock and almost went into the goal. How is Inter Miami still having trouble with these weak prayer high balls? Just cycled back into the box. It's how DC scored in MLS play 2 weeks ago. And Ustari, instead of catching the ball, tried to punch it, and Seattle almost went up 2-0. There's no reason for that. 68-41, 68-42. And Inter Miami cannot get on the ball now. Rothrock once again left of the box, and he is tackled violently by Sergio Busquets, who has delivered our first card of the match. Can't really argue with that. Busquets came in very late and really sort of hip-checked Rothrock instead of trying to slide in at the ball. So another free kick for Seattle. This from the far side, left side, 27 yards out. Actually, check that. This is actually from left of the box. This is about 16 yards away. Daniel Leyva is going to do the duties again for Seattle as Ustari tries to set up the defense. 1-0 Seattle, 69th minute, Leagues Cup final. There's the whistle. Leyva whips the ball in, and once again, Inter Miami able to clear with Tadeo Allende. It bounces all the way back to Messi. Messi far touchline, trying to high wire act the far touchline. He goes to ground. The referee says play on, and Seattle trying to hit on the counter. A tackle from Yannick Bright. Seattle's going to have a far side throw in their attacking midfield. Lionel Messi is furious, and he simply just laps it off. He doesn't know what to do any longer. He's not going to get a whistle. Well, we've seen why Seattle's only conceded twice in the entire Leagues Cup, now well into its 6th match of the tournament. They just rushed the ball. Baker Whiting for Seattle. Seattle's been much more composed on the ball the last 10 minutes. Ferreira sends it to the outside. Leyva knocked the ball off the head of Sergio Busquets. 35 yards out, far side throw, and Seattle in no hurry. Under 20 minutes left to go. Inter Miami was in the same situation in the semifinal against Orlando City before Tadeo Allende was fouled in the box and Lionel Messi converted the penalty. Fafa Pico is on. Is this for Suarez? Or is it Frey? Yep, Ian Frey. So Fafa Pico, Javier Mascherano is hoping that the veteran Haitian international, who has played sparingly since early in the season, can somehow find a way. He scored late for Nashville in the 2023 Leagues Cup final against, coincidentally, Inter Miami to send that into penalties. A whistle, and the referee, Juan Calderon Perez, stops play. Inter Miami is going to be allowed to restart play in their defensive half. Busquets, right side of the defensive half, sends a square ball Falcone near side, and Inter Miami works it into the attacking half. Alba sweeps the ball to Suarez. 35 yards out, left flank. Now near touchline. Segovia rolls it on 7 yards away. Behind him, Alba now back into the defensive half briefly. DePaul, who hasn't touched it in a while. Middle channel in front of the midfield circle. He's going to curl the ball to Busquets, far touchline, but Inter Miami has to retreat. Busquets, bad ball. Busquets looks tired. Intercepted by Ferreira, was looking for Segovia. Now a long ball is sent forward. Look out, Rothrock's on the end of it. He beat Busquets. Rothrock left of the box, save Ustari! And now a fight for the ball, and Falcone able to win it. And Inter Miami has possession in the defensive half. Oscar Ustari saves the day. 1v1, Stones Rothrock. Meanwhile, Pico back-heeled right on to Andrade of Seattle. Then Falcone wins the ball, and now a foul against Seattle deep in Inter Miami's defensive third. Oh, a long ball by Baker Whiting. Rothrock won a foot race against Busquets, and somehow Ustari, lunging to his right, had to go off of his hip, and it's still 1-0 Seattle. 73rd minute. Allende trying to fight for a ball along the right end line, and he is escorted off of it by Reed Baker Whiting. I gotta say, Tadeo Allende, he should have made it 1-1 about 15 minutes ago. The biggest miss of his career, and he has not provided anything for Inter Miami other than that in this match. You got to think Baltasar Rodriguez is coming on at some point here soon. Inter Miami needs anything it can get. Fafa Pico, good job to win an attacking third near side throw in for Inter Miami. It's delivered on to Jordi Alba in the attacking midfield. He's going to have to escort it back to the defensive half for Sergio Busquets. Seattle Sounders, this crowd nervous. They can taste the League's Cup. Near touchline, Alba. Sent it left wing, Bright. Pushed it back to Busquets to the left of the midfield circle. DePaul curls the ball. Busquets far touchline, and now Falcone has it defensive half. That was Allende on the far side. My apologies. Now it's Busquets. Sending the ball middle channel. Suarez to the left wing. 20 yards away. Alba whips the ball to the penalty spot. That's headed away. But Segovia for a moment got a touch. And here comes Seattle again with the athleticism, but a ball picked off by Busquets. 40 yards away from the Seattle goal. And Inter Miami reshapes the attack. Segovia wanted the ball into the middle. That got a foot on it by Seattle. And now Leyva has it for Seattle Sounders, but Yannick Bright won it back. DePaul now to Messi on the right wing. Messi comes to the middle. Messi tried to make the turn. Messi still dribbling, and now he pushes out Falcone right flank. Seattle doing well, marking Messi. DePaul into the middle again, 35 yards away. Messi retreats momentarily, now slides it on left flank to Bright. To the left of the box, Alba. Alba thought about a cross instead. Sends it backwards onto Bright. Now middle channel, Busquets. Busquets chipped it to the box, wanted Alba, nothing doing. Easily handled by Seattle. And then one back by Inter Miami. Yannick Bright to Rodrigo DePaul. DePaul tries to go right box, and he mishit it. And it is played back to the keeper, Fafa Pico, with Thomas taking his sweet time in his left 6-yard box. Nearly came up and made a play on the ball, and Thomas had to fall on it. 75-52, 75-53, 75-54. Seattle Sounders 1 and Inter Miami 0. There Rosario with the goal for Seattle, 25th minute, and it has stood to this point. Good tackle, Sergio Busquets. Inter Miami in the left attacking third, but Segovia could not find an upcoming DePaul. And now a long ball sent to Rothrock in Seattle's attacking half on the left wing, extinguished though by Falcone. Inter Miami into the midfield circle, defensive midfield. Busquets into the attacking half. DePaul, good pass, left wing. Jordi Alba approaches. Alba, square ball up over the head of Lionel Messi. It's going to spray to the far touchline. It's corralled there by Tadeo Allende. He'll swipe it back to the right flank. DePaul will play it backwards to Falcone. Inter Miami trying to stay patient in the 76th minute. Segovia to the border of the top of the box left. Alba, his cross. And Yamar was able to step in front of Suarez to clear it. And this should be a throw-in near side, I believe, or is it a corner? And it's going to be a throw-in. And we have another substitution. Georgie Manungo will take Ferreira off. So Jesus Ferreira leaves for Seattle. And the 23-year-old Georgie Manungo, he is from the Ivory Coast, and he is coming on in a big moment with 13 minutes left to play, and Seattle Sounders a 1-0 lead. One hand on the Leagues Cup. Throw in Jordi Alba. Suarez will swipe it past Rodrigo to Paul, deep into the attacking midfield. And Sergio Busquets able to get it for Inter Miami. Here's Bright to the left box. Alba, left of the penalty yard. Segovia, middle channel. DePaul wanted to play it to the right box, and he mishit it. Messi was making a horizontal run, but he wasn't on the same page with DePaul, and Messi looks despondent, head hung. Inter Miami just can't string anything together, moment of truth. And when they did, Tadeo Allende, with one of the most shocking misses you'll ever see in the sport. Inter Miami left attacking half once again. Seattle looking to park the bus here. They are playing to hold off Inter Miami. Busquets. Left midfield circle. Swipes the ball onto Bright. Bright charges forward left wing. Left of the box. Suarez now to Messi upper right. Sends it to the far end line, and just a nightmare ball from Tadeo Allende. It's cleared away by Seattle. Inter Miami middle channel for Segovia. Busquets will swipe a ball left of the box. Alba, and his cross is deflected out of play by Kosorienzi of Seattle. It goes across the end line, or did it go across the touch line? I thought that was going to be a corner for Inter Miami in the 79th minute. And it is a corner. Jordi Alba out swinging near side to far side, brought to you by Lighter Rider Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Go to foryourrights.com. Alba floats it top of the 6-yard box, and there's Andrew Thomas able to cut in front of Allende and catch it and go to ground. Inter Miami has 10 minutes to try and win a trophy or put themselves in a position to fight for it. Allende, right wing. Here's Messi, penalty yard. His shot is blocked by Yemo. Everything from Messi's being blocked. Desperate defending, and the crowd roars. Left flank Segovia. Inter Miami pushes forward again. Alba. Top of the box extended near side. Left side. It's work to DePaul in the middle channel. DePaul on to Falcone outside the upper right. High ball, edge of the 6-yard box, and it's out of play off of Fafa Pico. Pico's saying there should be a handball against Seattle in the left of the area. And the official is awaiting a VAR review, or if he should get word on a VAR review. Yannick Bright's walking with him. And that certainly went off the arm of a Seattle player, went off of Kosorienzi, who had his arm tucked into his body. So I'm not sure it's an unnatural position. Inter Miami, another Lighter Rider Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath corner, near side to far side. Rodrigo to Paul. This will be an in-swinger. 80-36, 80-37, 80-38. There's the whistle from the referee. The corner is sent near post, and it's headed away out of the 6-yard box. Talasco Segovia won it again for Inter Miami, but a bad ball back in. Seattle trying to hit on the counter. Look out. Manungo, right attacking half. Far touchline, charging in from the left. Manungo, upper left. Manungo against Bright. Manungo, left of the 6-yard box. A great tackle by Bright, but he's called for a foul in the box, and Seattle's been awarded a penalty. And the card comes out. And Inter Miami, if Ustari can't stop this penalty, will not win a trophy on this Sunday night. A foul against Yannick Bright in the box. And Seattle will go to the penalty spot. I don't see where the foul is. Yannick Bright with a slide tackle got his right foot on it. A closer replay. I mean, Yannick Bright got onto the end of the ball. Unless they're going to call a left foot, hit the right foot. of Manungo at the last moment. Bright didn't really protest much, and in the 82nd minute, Seattle Sounders have a chance to win the Leagues Cup. Georgie Manungo. It's only his third game of the Leagues Cup. He has a goal. Rodrigo DePaul is trying to plead Yannick Bright's case. It's going to be Christian Roldan, it appears, to take the penalty for Seattle. Seattle has been awarded one penalty in the Leagues Cup. They failed to convert it. We're at 82:30 on the clock. Fafa Pico comes up to Oscar Ustari. This is the first penalty conceded in this Leagues Cup by Inter Miami at the worst time possible. It'll be Alex Roldan, who has an assist tonight, looking to add a goal to it and give Seattle the Leagues Cup. In what's been a wildly frustrating night for Inter Miami. Roldan stands over the ball. Oscar Ustari, the 39-year-old who had a point-blank save earlier in this match, needs to come up with one of the biggest plays of his career. Alex Roldan gets the whistle. He approaches the penalty with his right foot. Roldan scores into the right side of goal. And Seattle Sounders now up 2-0, and they are just over 6 minutes away from yet another trophy in franchise history. Inter Miami, shoulders slumped, look defeated on this Sunday night. Yannick Bright called for the foul on the box, 1v1 against Georgie Manungo, who's just come onto the match, making only his third appearance in the Leagues Cup. And Manungo will come off a hero. You hate to keep harping on it, but Tadeo Allende had a chance to change the match. And that will be talked about for a long time. Tadeo Allende was 1v1 with the keeper all by himself. All he had to do was lift it over Andrew Thomas's prone body 8 yards away, and instead, for whatever reason, he tried to slot it inside the far post and ended up mishitting the ball. Ben Kromoski, based on reports maybe for a final time, takes the field in an Inter Miami shirt as he replaces Yannick Bright. Inter Miami left attack in half. They need a goal, and it needs to happen now. Jordi Alba from the near touchline to the left flank, Segovia. Seattle just pressing Inter Miami so hard. Now to Paul, right flank. Sends it 20 yards out on the right wing. Lionel Messi desperately trying to do something, pull some sort of magic. Middle channel Busquets. Left of the box, Alba swipes the ball to the top of the area, cleared out like it's been so many times by Seattle, and a foul against Talasco Segovia, simply trying to fight for the ball. Javier Mascherano is beside himself. Inter Miami will lose, it appears, its second cup final in franchise history. They lost the 2023 U.S. Open Cup final in Fort Lauderdale. Well, Inter Miami, their goals this season, 3 of them. Win the CONCACAF Champions Cup, fell in the semifinal. Win the Leagues Cup. They are 4 minutes away from not accomplishing that feat. The only thing left, the MLS Cup, and Inter Miami sits 6th in the East. Left wing Messi spins onto his right foot, middle channel, tried to play it in the penalty arc, and it was swept away by Seattle. Inter Miami has it once again 30 yards away. On the right wing, DePaul angles left with his dribble into the middle. Now straight on. Busquets has to give it short range back to DePaul, and now it's worked to the far wing for Falcone. Pushed backwards by Suarez. Falcone to no one in particular. Oh, goodness. But Inter Miami with Suarez able to win it back. DePaul on his right foot, sends it right wing. Messi, flanked by 3 defenders, got around them. Messi still trying to get going, and then he's knocked to the ground, and the referee does not blow his whistle. A tackle. Busquets wins it. Left of the box, Alba onto his left foot, holds up play, sprays it back outside the upper left to Paul. DePaul charges into the box, sends a penalty arc. Suarez, he wanted to feed it to Segovia. That was blocked away. Seattle has just built a wall at the top of the area. Inter Miami's not really been able to figure out all night long. Kromaski right wing whips in a prayer to the top of the 6-yard box, and that's blasted away into the midfield, now defensive side by Seattle. Listen to the crowd. They can sense a cup lifting for their beloved Seattle Sounders side. 87-50. Suarez tried to one-touch it onto Kromaski, but did not hit it well. And it's sent high into the air, and Inter Miami's attacking half, and then a over-the-head delivery into the midfield by Seattle, and somehow they have possession with Cosa Rienzi, and look out. From the defensive half, Menungo back on it. On the left wing, wants to work against Falcone, and he wanted to feed the middle of the area with the left foot. Jordi Alba, all he can do is sweep it out of play across the far touchline, and Seattle is going to try and bleed out the rest of the clock in the 88th minute. Seattle has outscored its opponents 15-2 in the League's Cup. They are the worthy champions. Seattle on the right wing, Cosa Rienzi, as Pico desperately tries to grab possession back, and Inter Miami is not going to win it back. Busquets, what was he doing? Rothrock scores from the right box outside the 6-yard box. Busquets flat-footed, just watch the ball roll by him. Rothrock slots it past Ustari. It's 3 for Seattle, and Seattle Sounders, your 2025 League's Cup champions. In a match freakishly similar to the one Inter Miami experienced a mere 45 minutes north in Vancouver in the first leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup, Seattle Sounders have put it completely out of reach. We are 30 seconds away from the full 90, and Inter Miami just wants the final whistle. Head back to South Florida. The white flag has been put up, and Inter Miami cannot win the League's Cup. A second trophy goes by the wayside with a realistic opportunity to win it in 2025. Seattle Sounders is a franchise, will now be 2-time MLS Cup winners, a 1-time Supporters Shield champion, a 4-time U.S. Open Cup champion, a CONCACAF Champions Cup victor, and now a League's Cup trophy hoister. Rothrock will substitute off to a standing ovation from over 65,000. The Seattle Sounders winger with his first goal of the League's Cup, and it'll put Seattle Sounders onto the podium. Ki-hee Kim is the substitution for Seattle. There's the final whistle. The celebration is on for Seattle Sounders. They score 3 goals, 2 in the second half, and deliver a clean sheet in front of a sellout crowd at Lumen Field in Seattle. Seattle Sounders 3, Inter Miami 0, and Seattle has won the League's Cup for the first time in the history of the franchise. And now we have Maxi Falcone with a Seattle player in a headlock. Inter Miami players, there are punches being thrown. Maxi Falcone, Luis Suarez. Suarez is involved with an assistant coach now. Falcone, someone's got to get control of him. And now Tomas Aviles is throwing swings at Reagan. Aviles has been rolled to the ground. This is a really bad look for Inter Miami. This is an extremely bad look for Inter Miami. Somebody get Inter Miami players off the pitch. There's no need for this. And I promise you, this is going to be all anybody talks about for the next week is Inter Miami and the fighting with Seattle on the field after Seattle wins the Leagues Cup championship. No matter who started it, no matter who provoked it, Inter Miami players cannot do that. Maxi Falcone cannot do that. Tomas Aviles cannot do that. Luis Suarez is still in the face of Seattle Sounder support staff. And Luis Suarez just spit at a Seattle Sounders assistant. Luis Suarez just spit at a member of the support staff. Oh, no. I mean, that's ugly. That's extremely ugly and unbecoming of this organization and this franchise. Luis Suarez, it was just caught on the cameras here in Seattle. Luis Suarez just flat out spit on a member of the Seattle Sounders support staff. Why are Inter Miami players still on the field? Why? Obed Vargas, the Mexican international for Seattle, still trying to pick fights. An ugly incident at the conclusion of this. And now Suarez trying to shake hands, give hugs to Seattle players. But I don't think I saw that incorrectly. It looked like Luis Suarez spit on a Seattle support staff member. I don't think I saw that incorrectly. Inter Miami will receive the consolation prize, but it probably would have been better off just to escort everybody into the locker room just to let them cool down. Seattle has won the 2025 Leagues Cup championship. Oh, Luis Suarez is, I don't know. He may receive some sort of consequence for that. And if not by Major League Soccer, maybe from the Inter Miami club itself. That is very poor sportsmanship. The man of the match in this 2025 Leagues Cup final, Alex Roldan. He assisted the first Seattle goal and the game winner from the penalty spot late. And Seattle, via a 3-0 scoreline, has won the Leagues Cup. And the capacity crowd here at Lumen Field in Seattle awaits their home side putting the trophy in the air. Seattle qualifies automatically to the CONCACAF Champions Cup round of 16 with their championship. Momentarily, Mike Rizzo back in the network studios in West Palm Beach will give you the post-game show. Seattle wins the Leagues Cup, but you're going to see significant headlines as Ian Frey is openly weeping on the field in Seattle. The disappointment shown all over his face. But Inter Miami fans, you might want to avoid social media. You might want to avoid soccer programming for the next couple of days. There is going to be a lot of discourse around Luis Suarez spitting on a Seattle Sounders assistant. A lot of discourse. Tomas Aviles throwing punches. Maxi Falcone holding Seattle players in headlocks. Not a good display after the final whistle by Inter Miami. And it tarnishes a side that holds itself to an extremely high standard. Next up for Inter Miami is next weekend, a matchup at Charlotte. And then it will be back home against this same Seattle side in Fort Lauderdale the following Tuesday. Seattle gets goals from De Rosario, Alex Roldan, as well as Paul Rothrock. en route to a 3-0 triumph and a Leash Cup championship. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll send it back to the network studios in West Palm Beach. For Oscar Gonzalez, the OG onsite engineer, I'm Ken Levicka. Your final scoreline for a final time in the 2025 Leagues Cup Final from Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. Seattle Sounders 3, Inter Miami 0. Mike Rizzo has your post-game show from the network studios in West Palm Beach. Next, this is Inter Miami football.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Final score out of Seattle, 3-0. The Sounders defeating our Inter Miami Herons at Lumen Stadium. Welcome on in, folks, to your Inter Miami postgame show. Let's go through a couple of stats from the game. Inter Miami dominating possession, 68%, comparatively to the Sounders, 32%. But the Sounders did a lot of their damage on the counter, and that's where all 6 of their shots on target really came from. There were 21 shots total in the game, 10 for Inter Miami, 11 for Seattle, 6 on target for the Sounders, 0 on target for our Herons. 4 big chances for Seattle and 2 big chances for the Herons. So those are your statistics at the end of this one. Once again, final score 3-0. De Rosario, Roldan, and Rothrock getting on in. Roldan was a penalty in the 84th minute, but those are your 3 goal scorers on the night. Let's take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. We'll play highlights. We'll talk what exactly happened in that 3-0 loss for the Inter Miami Herons. Some post-game fights after as well. This one was a very, very chippy one with a piece of silverware on the line. You're listening to your Inter Miami Radio Network.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Final score out of Seattle, 3-0. The Sounders beating our Inter Miami Herons at Lumen Stadium. The Sounders now complete the, quest to get all of the big pieces of silverware in North America. This League's Cup trophy that they're about to receive at the podium is the final cup that they needed to get every single major trophy in North America. But our Herons losing today, not getting their second League's Cup in the last 2 years. Remember, they won back in 2023, Supporter Shield last year. But Inter Miami will have to set their sights on either another Supporter Shields trophy or the MLS Playoff Cup. But let's get into the highlights here on the Inter Miami Radio Network, and then we will send you on your way on your Sunday night. No work tomorrow. How about that? Even Mike Rizzo has off tomorrow. That's how you know it is Labor Day. Let's go to the first goal of the game. This one opened up the scoring. De Rosario getting in the back of the net from Roldan. Let's take a listen to the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Ken LaVicka.
Rothrock across, and he picks out De Rosario, a headed goal. Inter Miami's defense allows De Rosario a free run to goal, and Rothrock put it on a platter. 1-0 Seattle in the 25th minute.
So that was a goal for De Rosario. It was actually assisted by Roldan, and Roldan wasn't done. And this came off of actually scratch that. Let's hear the Tadeo Allende miss because it was 1-0 at this point. Lionel Messi had a big miss too. To be fair, Lionel Messi had a big miss in this game, but Allende was straight up one-on-one with the keeper, got to take a dribble, got to do everything, but Allende not hitting the target. Let's take a listen.
Sends it to the penalty yard. Suarez onto Allende, and he absolutely chunked a shot wide. He had the goal wide open as Andrew Thomas has committed to ground, and Allende simply mishit it wide right. It should be 1-1, and Allende has his hands on his head in disbelief. That was the moment, and Inter Miami absolutely watched it go by the wayside. A true disaster. Oh no, it should easily be 1-1. How did Tadeo Allende miss that?
Lionel Messi also missed a pretty, good chance up in front with the keeper. He was one-on-one with the keep. But honestly, folks, I think the turf had a lot to do with it. Am I an Inter Miami homer? Absolutely. But I think the turf, on a number of reasons with Messi tonight, maybe on that Allende one, Jordi Alba visibly frustrated by the turf as well. So these guys are used to playing on grass, especially South American players, Spanish players. They are very used to playing on natural surfaces. I think that had a lot to do with it tonight. Let's hear when the game was ultimately decided, when the referee decided to point to the spot on Yannick Bright in Inter Miami's box.
Box, a great tackle by Bright, but he's called for a foul in the box, and Seattle's been awarded a penalty. And the card comes out, and Inter Miami, if Ustari can't stop this penalty, will not win a trophy on this Sunday night.
And then Roldan stepped up to the spot and made it a goal and assist on the stat sheet.
He approaches the penalty with his right foot. Roldan scores into the right side of goal. And Seattle Sounders now up 2-0, and they are just over 6 minutes away from yet another trophy in franchise history.
and that was Roldan finishing the PK. Tidy finished 2. Oscar chose the wrong way, but Roldan getting in on goal. Now, I do have the Rothrock goal, but there's no use of playing that. We're Inter Miami fans. Rothrock scores a goal in the 89th minute. Apparently, it was his jersey night, and I agree with the voice of the Herons. If you're trading a Lionel Messi jersey for a Rothrock jersey, I question you a little bit. Final score out of Seattle, 3-0. Our Herons, not Leagues Cup winners this year, but certainly have a great season ahead of them within the MLS playoffs and possibly the Supporters Shield. Next time, we will talk to you. Let's take a look as Inter Miami really gets into the thick of things on that MLS schedule. Next Saturday, September 13th against Charlotte FC in Charlotte. I will be live with the pregame coming up at 7 o'clock, and we really get into the meat and potatoes of the end of the MLS season. Stay tuned for more MLS action on ESPN 106.3. I'm Mike Rizzo. Thank you to the OG, Oscar Gonzalez, on-site producer, for keeping us up over the stream, and obviously the GOAT, Ken Levica, on the call. We'll catch up with you September 13th, 7 o'clock against Charlotte. Everyone have a great night.